Hey besties and welcome back to my trash channel Clown Face. Sorry for the wait besties, I've been busy with exam and stuff but it's here now. You've probably been waiting for this, so on with the video. Distraught face. Upward turned hand gesturing with fingers pinched together. It isn't easy. Part 10. Sakuatsu woke up to a sight of an unfamiliar room, yet a familiar blonde was laid on his chest, his arms entangled around the boy's waist. He smiled and mumbled, placing a soft kiss on the boy's forehead, deepening the hug. Love you Achu. A few low mumbles could be heard from the older boy in his chest. Omi. Sakuatsu smiled as the other looked up at him with loving eyes. Morning baby. Morning Omi. Both of their voices were slightly raspy and deeper than usual as they had just woken up. Atsumi yawned. What time is it? I'll check. Sakuatsu reached over to the nightstand, picking up his phone. It's 10:23. What? Atsumu shot up, startling Sakuatsu. OMG, what about school? We're going to be so late. Sakuatsu groaned, tackling Atsumu back into a hug. We're already late. Let's just not go today. But Omi, you don't want to go either. Don't act stupid. Atsumu laughed and kissed Sakuatsu on the cheek lightly. Love ya. I love you more. Atsumu huffed. But seriously Omi, we've got to go to school. Don't wanna. Omi, I know but we've got to. Sakuatsu groaned and buried his head into the pillow. Give me one good reason why. Atsumu opened his mouth confidently but no words came out. Because. Just because, okay. Sakuatsu groaned. You don't even want to go, so why are you insisting on it? Atsumu sighed as he had nothing to combat what Sakuatsu said. Plus I don't feel like getting a detention. I'd much rather just pretend to be sick or something. Atsumu scoffed. Bah. Yeah, funny. What? Stop laughing the fuck. He continued to laugh. Please, did you forget you're a germaphobe? Who's gonna believe that you of all people would get sick? Sakuatsu rolled his eyes and tackled Atsumu into a hug, placing kisses on his forehead. Shut up. Atsumu smiled and ran his fingers through his boyfriend's hair lovingly, but eventually sighing. Fine, we don't have to go to school. Yes. If my mom says yes, of course. You really think it would be that easy? Sakuatsu groaned and gave Atsumu a light bonk on the head, which the blonde overreacted about. OWW. Omi. Why would you hit me? This is abuse. Sakuatsu simply rolled his eyes and kissed Atsumu on the head on the place he had hit, causing him to giggle. Let's go speak to your mom, I guess. Okay. Let's go Omi. Sakuatsu smiled as they both hopped out of the bed. Why are we asking? Sakuatsu asked as they stopped before the door. What do you mean why are we asking? You wanna stay off of school today, right? Sakuatsu nodded. Okay then. Off we go. Why would she say no? We're already over an hour late. Let's just stay here. Atsumu laughed, pulling Sakuatsu into a short kiss. Stop whining. Atsumu said, unlocking his bedroom door and opening it, walking out, Sakuatsu following close behind. They both walked down the stairs, one behind the other as if they hadn't just overslept on a school day. Not to Atsumu's surprise, his mother was in the kitchen, watching as the pair walked down the stairs with a stern look on her face. Atsumu gave her a smirk in which she rolled her eyes. The two walked into the kitchen. Good morning you two. Morning ma. The woman scoffed as Atsumu's face remained in a smirk and Sakuatsu rested his arm on the back of his head, pulling a nervous smile. She rolled her eyes. May I ask why you are up so late? We woke up late obviously. She scoffed, placing the wooden spoon that was held in her right arm down on the table, crossing her arms. Sass me again and you will be going to school today. Atsumu stayed silent for a moment before he processed what she has said. Oh, you mean we aren't? Oh my god. Yes, no need to shout. Atsumu turned to Sakuatsu with a smirk on his face. Sakuatsu simply looked back with an I told you so expression on his face. Atsumu rolled his eyes but turned back around to face his mother. Samu is gonna be so mad. Samu? Samu is in his room. Yay. We tried waking you two up but the door was locked. You guys must be deaf or something. So why is Samu not going to school? Because I like him more than you, of course. She laughed, walking closer her pouting son. She kissed him on the forehead. Stop pouting. You know I love you both equally. Plus Osamu was whining that I was gonna let you stay off of school and not him. Well, your cold just sent us both. Oh, so you want to go to school? Absolutely not. Atsumu replied quickly, making his mother and Sakusa laugh. He himself smiled at the sound of it until he laughed himself. Ichika was about to speak up, until a familiar gray-haired woman walked into the kitchen. Morning, Ma. The old woman nodded to her daughter. Morning. Ichika smiled widely at her mother. Osamu is also in his room. Why aren't the twins at school? Oh. Well, actually, this knucklehead here, she pointed at Atsumu, who pouted in return. And his not-so-little buddy here overslept. Pretty sure they just woke up. Why didn't you just wake them up? Chiyo's gaze scanned the room, or more specifically, she took every chance she could get to eye Sakusa, a small hidden smirk hidden underneath her scowling mask. Sakusa noticed every time the woman's eyes hit him, but decided not to say anything, imagining that she was just trying to figure out if she had met him before. But that didn't shake the uneasy feeling off of him. They had the doors locked. I swear to God, Ma, they're deaf of something. They had me and Samu banging on the door, but they just didn't wake up. Atsumu placed an anxious arm behind his back and laughed nervously as his grandma looked at him. I should hope this won't be happening again. Of course, Grandma. It's not like I actually meant to oversleep. Must have just been really tired, I guess. The old woman nodded and hummed as she slowly started to leave the room, Sakusa and her making eye contact just as she left. Sakusa's nose scrunched up. Don't mind her. She had clearly directed it at Sakusa as if it was a usual way the woman acted around new people. She's just like that sometimes. Sure, she didn't mean any harm. Sakusa still felt that uneasy feeling in his gut, but he couldn't quite put his finger on what about the woman made him feel so anxious. Anyways, chop chop, you two. I'm cooking here and you two are getting in the way. Atsumu rolled his eyes. Yeah, always cooking, Ma. Of course. What isn't there to love about it? Cooking is burning, Ma. Not Tsumu. You're just lazy. Atsumu scoffed and folded his arms. Ichika then picked up her wooden spoon again and turned away from the pair, returning to her cooking. She made a shooing motion with her hand and Atsumu turned around seeing it, flashing a bright smile at Sakusa before grabbing the sleeve of the taller's hoodie and dragging him out of the room, the smile never leaving his face. Where are you taking me? To my room, of course. Where else? I don't know. Thought you were going to lock me in your basement or something. Atsumu laughed. That's only if you're lucky. What's that supposed to mean? No need to worry, Omi. Sakusa rolled his eyes and continued to allow himself to be dragged around by Atsumu, though eventually they made it back to Atsumu's room. Sakusa, being the last one to enter the room, made sure to lock the door behind himself. He turned to his boyfriend, who was already sat down on a stool looking back at him with a smile on his face. Love. Sakusa hummed as he walked closer to Atsumu, sitting down on the corner of the bed closest to him. You're so pretty. You know that. Atsumu's cheeks heated up slightly at the unexpected compliment, though he still smiled as Sakusa reached his hand out to caress his cheeks with his thumb. Where's your bathroom? Atsumu pouted as he leant further into Sakusa's touch, making Sakusa laugh. Don't pout. But still. Where's your bathroom? Atsumu whined but pointed to the door. At the bottom of the stairs. If you weren't blind, you would've seen it already. Sakusa scoffed. Well, no need to be too pouty all of a sudden. Yeah, whatever. Are you gonna go or what? You better be quick. Sakusa laughed and stood up, making Atsumu smile at him. Bye ho. Sakusa gave him a small eye roll before backing out of the door, heading down the stairs quickly. He scanned the walls as he walked down the hallways, and not to his surprise, Atsumu's instructions weren't very clear as there were many doors on the bottom floor. He rolled his eyes and tried to distinguish which was the bathroom. He walked down the hallway and eventually found himself in the bathroom. He made a sigh of relief and made a mental note to scold Atsumu when he got back. Soon enough, he was done doing his business and he silently made his way out of the bathroom and walked past the living room and closer to the stairs. But as soon as he stepped on the first step of the staircase, he felt a hand grab his shoulder. He looked over his shoulder, confused but expecting Atsumu to be stood behind him trying to scare him or something. His eyes widened as it was the last person he expected it to have been. Can we have a little chat? Sakusa gulped but nodded. He had seen the woman moments ago in the living room but chose to ignore her. Sure. Great. Come with me. Sakusa didn't want to follow her as she gave him some sort of uneasy feeling but felt compelled to listen to her. She made her way back to the living room and sat down where she was before, Sakusa close behind as he mimicked the woman, sitting down himself. Where do I start? 10 minutes later. With Atsumu. Atsumu sighed loudly as he was confused as to why Sakusa wasn't back. Did he fall in the toilet or something? No, it can't be that. He would have ran up the stairs and started complaining about the germs and shit. He groaned, finally standing up, but was soon to sit back down as his phone behind him lit up, along with the sound of a notification. He flopped onto his bed, laying on his stomach and picked the phone up, his eyebrows arched reading the notification on his screen as he made an annoyed grunt but still opening his phone. He went straight to the message and read it. Atsuma's phone. ɪꜱₛ face with medical mask. Yellow heart. And Sarah crown. 2 hearts. Private messages. Hey Atsumu, we're on break right now and I noticed you aren't here. You taking the day off or something? Are you sick? Atsumu squinted his eyes, clearly annoyed. How could she have the audacity to tell the team and Sakusa's family about his relationship and then act like nothing happened? Despite being annoyed, he couldn't stop himself from replying. ɪꜱₛ face with medical mask. Yellow heart. Is online. No, I'm not sick. I'm okay. Why are you off school then? Why is that any of your business? I'm just trying to be nice. What is your problem? Are you fucking serious? You tell the team and Omi's parents about our relationship and you expect me to treat you like a princess? Like hell I am. Who the fuck else did you tell? What? What, are you blind? If you can't tell, I'm very pissed off and hurt because I trusted you. Thanks for breaking my trust. What the fuck is so confusing? Look, I'm not sure what you mean. Yes, I admit I did tell the team about your relationship, but I already admitted that. But I didn't say anything else. And I most definitely did not tell anyone's parents. Yes, right. Like I believe you. I'm being serious, Atsumu. I swear I didn't tell Sakusa's parents. I would never dream of doing that. Again. I don't believe you. Why should I believe you? You know I wouldn't do that. You're right, I used to not think you would do that. And I also thought you wouldn't tell the team about my relationship, but here we are. I can't trust or believe anything that comes out of your lying mouth. Atsumu. I'm really telling the truth. How can I prove it? You can't because I still think it's you who told them. Omi's parents are homophobic. Why the fuck would you do that? I swear I didn't. Okay. Look. How about this then? Let's meet up after I come home from school, okay? I'll try and prove that I haven't done any of that. Fine. Yes. I don't believe you haven't done anything though. I should be very convincing because I haven't said anything else, I swear. But we'll talk later. Break is just about to finish. Yay. Okay. See you later, I guess. Bye. Atsumu laughed about the idea that Sarah didn't tell Sakusa's parents. I mean, who else would it have been? Sarah's the only person who would do that as far as he was concerned. But Atsumu, being Atsumu, still gave her the benefit of the doubt. He sighed as he put down his phone, still confused as to what was making Sakusa take so long, as he decided to go find out for himself. Standing up from his laying down position on his bed and walking over to the door briskly, opening it. Omi. He spoke under his breath, well aware that no one can hear him. He continued to walk down the stairs and towards the bathroom, but before he could make it there he spotted Sakusa and his grandmother in the living room, the woman seeming to be mid-sentence. Omi. There you are. The two looked around to face Atsumu. Sakusa's eyes were wide and his face was pale as he looked over to Atsumu, who was looking back at him concerningly. Omi. You okay? Sakusa's voice was trapped in his throat, but he still gave out an unconvincing nod. Atsumu then looked over to his grandmother, who was sat down innocently on the couch smiling at him with happy eyes. Did something happen? No. Of course not. She then looked back at Sakusa with deceptive happy eyes, tilting her head slightly left as if to tell Sakusa to go with Atsumu. Thank you for making me a cup of tea, dear. Sakusa simply gave a nod and left the room way too fast for it to be normal Sakusa behavior. Atsumu was a little confused but assumed that his grandmother wouldn't tell him anything either way, so he gave her a small smile before leaving the room himself, following the direction he thought Sakusa had gone, which was back to his bedroom. Omi? Atsumu asked in a questioning tone as soon as he closed his door and locked it, seeing Sakusa laid on his stomach on the bed with his head in his arms. Omi, you okay? Sakusa mumbled inaudible words and Atsumu knelt down beside him and started to play with his hair. I'm okay. You sure? You look like you just saw a ghost. Did my grandma say something? Sakusa nodded but stayed silent. Do you want to talk about it? Sakusa shook his head. No. Not right now, I'm still trying to connect the dots myself. Atsumu smiled and laid down next to Sakusa, placing a kiss on the back of his head and snuggling into him. No worries, Omi. We'll talk when you want to. Even though he couldn't see it himself, he could tell Sakusa was smiling, making him smile. You're tired? Atsumu, we just woke up. And? Are you tired? Maybe a little. Rest then, Omi. I'll wake you up in a little. It's like 11 a.m. I can't sleep that early. You never know until you try. Trust me, it's worth it. Sakusa scoffed. You're telling me you sleep at this time often? Not often. But I have before. You're weird. You've probably done it too. No, I know you've done it too. I assure you I don't go to sleep after waking up for an hour. Who said anything about waking up? What are you on about? Sakusa turned around to face the widely smiling Atsumu. You've stayed up until 11 a.m. with me before. You know when we decide a sleep schedule is useless. And then feel like shit the next day. Or the next day if you can keep your eyes open long enough. Atsumu smirked and Sakusa rolled his eyes. Whatever, you know what I mean. And what do you mean about when we decide sleep schedule is useless? We go to sleep later than 3 a.m. every night. That's only cause I came to visit you though. Yay. Every day. What would you rather I didn't? No. Okay then shut up. Sakusa scoffed and rolled Atsumu over and clung to his waist. Night. Omi, it's 11 a.m. Night. Atsumu laughed and sighed, accepting the fact that he wasn't going to be able to escape. Night. Dash. Atsumu woke up to the sound of his phone buzzing in his pocket. He rubbed his eyes and yawned before quickly reaching over to his phone, aware that it would probably stop ringing in few seconds. He yawned one last time before pressing the accept call button, not aware of who it would be. Dash. On call. Hello. Atsumu. Atsumu yawned quietly. Sarah. Hey. Have you just woken up? Atsumu laughed. Maybe. She laughed a little herself. But either way, when are you able to meet up? Atsumu mumbled. What time is it? School just ended like 15 minutes ago. So around like 3:20 or 3:30ish. Oh. How does 4 sound? We can meet up at the park? Sure. As well. I'm bringing Omi with me. Why? I just want him to. Plus I'd rather not leave him at my house alone. Atsumu scoffed loudly. No shit he is. Since you told his parents about us he doesn't feel safe there. I'm telling you, I didn't tell them. Atsumu scoffed again. Whatever. We'll see. See you. Alright. See you, Atsumu. Atsumu then ended the call, yawning and turning to his side. Sakusa was still there. Omi. A few little mumbles were let out from the younger boy's mouth, making Atsumu chuckle. Morning, Omi. Or afternoon, I guess. Sakusa turned his body around so that he was facing Atsumu, his eyes still half closed. Afternoon. I guess. Sakusa said through yawns. You okay, Omi? Just tired still. But you just woke up. You're telling me you've never woken up tired? Atsumu placed a hand on his chin, sinking down further into the bed and closer to Sakusa. I probably have, but I have energy now. Clearly. Well, I don't. Poor you. 'Cause we have got to get ready, Omi. Sakusa sat up slightly, resting his head on his hand, staring deep into Atsumu's eyes. Sarah wants to meet up. She says she has to prove her innocence or whatever. Sakusa's eyes widened and his face paled as the reminder of an incident that happened earlier popped into his head. Atsumu had clearly noticed the change in his mood as he moved his arm to cup Sakusa's face. Omi. You okay? Sakusa just nodded, not trusting himself to say words. You sure? You seem a little out of it. You know you can tell me about it if you want, right? I won't be mad. Sakusa shook his head. Maybe later. I'm still trying to understand myself. That's okay too, Omi. Just tell me when you feel like it. But still, I gotta go meet up with Sarah and I'm not going alone. Fine. When do we have to meet up with her? I said 4 p.m. So we still have a bit of time to get ready and stuff. Sakusa groaned and turned over. Why did you have to say 4? 𝐶𝐤𝐵 said 5. It's too early for this shit. Omi, it's like 3:30. Yay. Fucking early. Your fault for telling me to sleep. Atsumu rolled his eyes and grabbed Sakusa's arm, standing up from his laying position on the bed and giving Sakusa's arm a small tug. Stop whining and get up. Blah blah blah. Shut up. Omi, it's 3:30. I know. And I'm tired. Okay, fine. Sakusa raised an eyebrow as he didn't expect Atsumu to give up so easily. He turned his head around and was met by a foot hitting him in the face. He let out a yell, shocked, not expecting it. You. The fuck, Atsumu? Atsumu chuckled. Are you a toddler? Stop whining now and get up, or I'll kick you in the face again. Sakusa scoffed but stood up as Atsumu grabbed him by the arm again, preventing him from laying down again. Go shower. I'll shower after you. No. 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 Shower with me, idiot. It will save water or some shit. Sakusa turned his head over his left shoulder, his cheeks clearly becoming more red. Atsumu smirked. Ohohoho. If you insist, Omi. Shut up. Let's go. Atsumu rolled his eyes and led Sakusa out of the bedroom and towards the bathroom. And of course, Sakusa couldn't help but whine the whole time. After a lot of struggle and whining, the two were just about ready to leave the house, later than expected, but they dawdled in the shower, so that was to be expected. Omi, have you seen my shoes? Why the fuck are you shouting? I'm right next to you. And no, this is your house, is it not? You should know. Plus you have a full cupboard full of them. Just go put on some of them. No. I've got to wear them specific shoes. Why? No one's gonna be looking at your fucking feet unless they're into feet, or if you were wearing Crocs. Wait. You're telling me if I wear Crocs people will look at me feet? Yay, with socks. Never mind, that's illegal. Yay. Now go and grab a pair of shoes quickly. Atsumu groaned but turned around, walking to his room with his back slouched and his face in a pout. Sakusa rolled his eyes. Yay. Yay, we get it, you wanted to wear those specific shoes. But get over it and hurry up, we're gonna keep Sarah waiting. Atsumu scoffed but hurried up. Stupid Omi. What if I want to keep her waiting, huh? Oh my god, shut up. Whatever. Despite his whining, Atsumu did as he was told and grabbed a different pair of shoes that he took ages to pick out because they were not what he wanted. Though he eventually came back down the stairs with the shoes on his feet to meet Sakusa by the doorway, who simply gave him the look. What? Nothing. Sakusa turned around to face the door, his cheeks slightly puffed out. Okay then. Let's go. Atsumu was about to open the door but decided to give Sakusa a quick peck beforehand. Now stop making that face. It's annoying, his face said otherwise as his cheeks heated up slightly. He opened the door and Sakusa followed close behind. So where are we going? To the park, of course. Where else? Oh yay. I forgot. How do you forget that? Why would I remember something as unimportant as the park? And how to get there? Atsumu chuckled, reaching his hand into Sakusa's pocket and connecting their hands. You don't know the way to the park? Honestly, number. How do you forget that? We literally went like 20 times. PFFT, you really think I would make the effort to leave the house 20 times? Atsumu rolled his eyes. You know what I mean. Yay. I do. So then why are you being awkward about this then, huh? Because it's fun to tease you. You're like an angry puppy. Atsumu scoffed. Whatever, if I'm an angry puppy then you're a lost puppy. Aren't you usually good with directions or whatever? Again, I don't remember unimportant things, and the park is irrelevant. The park is nice. You can't hate the park. And the park is outside, and I hate going outside. Oh my god, you're so quirky, Omi. Sakusa turned to look at him with narrow eyes, making the blonde laugh. And serious. Sakusa quickly then turned away from him, turning his attention towards a small tree in front of them with one puffed out cheek. Geez, Omi. Chill. You know I love you even if you are over dramatic. You're one to speak. Shut up. At least I admit that I am dramatic. Sakusa gave him an "are you serious" expression. Like hell you admit you're dramatic. I would do. No you won't. You're such a liar, oh my god. Whatever. They both smiled at each other, Atsumu squishing Sakusa's hand and Sakusa squishing Atsumu's back. Love ya. Love you too. Dash. They were late. Well, what Sakusa would consider late and what Atsumu would consider almost on time. Xiaomi, we're not late. She's not even here yet. Sakusa squished Atsumu's hand and pointed to a girl seated on a bench not too far away from them. Oh. She must have been waiting here forever. Whatever. She should know that I don't exactly show up on time anyways. I doubt she was here long. Atsumu pouted and Sakusa chuckled, placing a kiss on the boy's forehead. Okay then, if you say so. But still, we don't want to keep her waiting much longer, do we? HAA. I mean, walk over there, idiot. Now go. Yeah, coming too. I know. I never said I wasn't. Okay, fine. Let's go. The two made their way to Sarah, both bickering so Sarah saw them before they even got to her. Hey guys. Oh. Hey. Atsumu gave her a nervous smile and casually took his arms away from around Sakusa's neck where he had previously been strangling him. Sakusa simply rolled his eyes and looked away into the distance nervously. What were you guys just doing just now? Looked slightly questionable. Nothing. Just teaching Omi here a lesson. Right. She looked over to Sakusa, who was looking off into the distance with narrowed eyes before looking back at Atsumu. Right, so anyways, back to the topic we came here for, I guess. Oh right. Yay. Yay. Wanna sit down where I was sat earlier? Okay. The three of them walked towards the bench. Sarah and Atsumu sitting down and Sakusa simply standing beside Atsumu, tapping his foot on the floor occasionally while biting his lip. Isn't he going to sit down? Sarah pointed over to Sakusa, who seemed to have not heard her but could hear every word she said. Atsumu scoffed. I would think after stalking us you'd find out about his germophobia. I'm telling you, whoever told Sakusa's parents about you and Sakusa wasn't me. I don't see who else it would have been. You must have told someone before, right? What if it was someone on the team or something? I swear it wasn't me. Atsumu laughed dryly. Yeah, kidding me, right? If someone told Omi's parents about me and him, then that is still partly your fault. Since you told them in the first place. Look again. I'm sorry about that. It was just hard to keep it to myself. I knew they wouldn't care, so didn't see a problem with it. But now I do. It's your business and it wasn't my place to tell them. Atsumu sighed and Sakusa slowly edged closer to him, his arm shaking slyly, making the blonde raise an eyebrow, though he didn't say anything. Still. Doesn't change the fact that someone told Omi's parents about us. And I'm almost certain that it's you. It's really not me, Atsumu. It could have been someone on the team I don't know. There was a clear type of panic in her voice that made her stutter on a lot of her words and talk at a faster pace. She looked like she was on the verge of tears. Sarah, I want to believe you. Then believe me, please. I'm sorry for telling the team. But I would never tell his parents. I don't know his address, so it can't be me. But what if you're lying? I don't trust you anymore. Please, really am telling the truth. There was silence for a moment. Why did you tell the team in the first place? The team. Why did you tell them? Oh. Sarah looked down, patting her thighs nervously. I just got annoyed when you told me that you wanted this to end. Don't ask why. I couldn't tell you myself. So I just wanted to prove a point, that the team wouldn't care. And power, I guess. Blackmail. I guess it kinda just got to my head that I could manipulate you, I guess. What? I was just told this big secret and since I got angry, power just got to my head or something. I don't know. I'm really sorry. I wouldn't tell Sakusa's family, I swear. I would never. By this point the girl was already in tears, clinging to her shorts with one hand and trying to stop herself from crying with the other hand. I'm sorry. By telling the team I never wanted any of this to happen. You're in a tough spot now and it's my fault, isn't it? God. I'm so sorry. The only people it could have been is me or someone in the team, are right? So this is really all my fault. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. She continued to apologize over and over again until Sakusa finally built up the confidence to speak up. Turned around nervously, fist clenched, his throat suddenly feeling drier than before. It's not her fault. They both turned the frightened looking Sakusa with confused eyes, but Sarah's slightly seeing hope. Huh? What do you mean, Omi? She didn't tell my parents it wasn't her. Sarah's eyes widened and her face formed a small smile as she quickly wiped her tears away, waiting for whatever Sakusa was going to say next. What do you mean? Who was it? Why didn't you say anything sooner, Omi? I'm sorry, I just couldn't find the courage to say something. They threatened me. The end of his sentence came out in more of a mumble, meaning that Sarah and Atsumu didn't hear it. Who was it, Omi? Sakusa tried to form words again, but he started shaking a bit more. Why, you won't be happy about it. Who is it, Omi? I'd rather know than be lied to, even if I don't like the answer. Atsumu stood up and walked closer to Sakusa, wrapping his arms around the other's stomach and snuggling under his neck. Sarah stood up herself, walking closer to the pair but still distancing herself slightly, not wanting to interrupt. Whispering into Sakusa's ear, Atsumu spoke. Omi, you won't be happy about it. Achu, you're also not happy about it. As long as it's not Samu, I'll be okay. Sakusa stayed silent for a moment, slightly scaring Atsumu. It wasn't Samu. Was it? No. Definitely not Osamu. He wouldn't do that to you, ever. Sakusa spoke quickly and Atsumu breathed out slowly, feeling relieved. But still, Omi. Who was it? Sakusa sighed and ducked his head closer to Atsumu's ear. Your grandma. What? I don't know, Achu, she told me earlier and I don't know why. She's been stalking us. Atsumu was lost for words as his eyes widened. Let's go home. Atsumu then backed away from Sakusa and turned to Sarah. You're coming with us. Sorry for being so quick to accuse you, huh? It's fine. I understand why you thought it was me. Atsumu nodded, grabbed Sakusa's hand and started walking back to the house. They got to the house rather quickly as Atsumu was walking at a fast pace to get home quicker. They walked in an awkward silence and Atsumu squeezed Sakusa's hand tightly the whole time. Sakusa acknowledged that it was because the boy was angry. Atsumu quickly slammed the door open, startling his mother, who was clearing a table just behind it. Atsumu. She noticed her son's annoyed expression and put down the things in her arms quickly, rushing over and placing a hand on her son's cheek. Atsumu? What's happened? Are you okay? She looked at the boy, slightly stood behind the blonde that was forgetting nervously with wide eyes looking at the floor. What's happened? She directed the question at Sakusa, who made no reply as he couldn't form any words. What would she tell her anyways? That her mother was a backstabbing bitch? She looked over to the girl stood just outside the door. Who are you? What's happening? Will someone explain something to me? Is Chiyo here? Chiyo? She's your grandmother. Atsumu, what's happened? Please explain it to me. You'll find out. Is she here though? Yay. She's in the living room. Okay. Without saying anything else, he stormed out of the doorway, dragging Sakusa by the hand with him. Wait. Atsumu. She sighed and turned to the girl in front of her, playing nervously with her hands. Who are you? She looked up quickly. Me. My name's Sarah, mom. A friend of Atsuma's. Oh. Nice to meet ya. But do you know what's going on? No, they haven't explained anything to me. Oh. Okay. I guess we should follow them then. Come on. Sarah nodded and followed Ichika further into the house as they made their way to the living room, where Atsumu stood angrily and Sakusa a step behind him, his face white while looking at the ground. Chiyo was sat down on the couch, looking at them, confused. Why did you tell Omi's parents? And how did you even know about it in the first place? Achu. I thought I told you not to say anything. She narrowed her eyes, looking at Sakusa with arched eyebrows. Sakusa's skin went even paler than before. Atsumu stuck his arm out slightly in front of Sakusa as if to protect him slightly. Of course he would tell me. Why wouldn't he? Why did you do it in the first place? I've already explained it to your little boyfriend here. She eyed Sakusa. Wait, what? Boyfriend? The three of them looked to the woman. Oh. I didn't see you there. Whatever. Yes, Omi is my boyfriend, ma. But that isn't what is important right now. You're gonna explain exactly what happened when you spoke to Omi earlier. Chiyo sighed and squinted her eyes. I guess I have no choice. Okay. Earlier that day. Around 11 p.m. Where do I start? Sakuatsu sat nervously the edge of his seat across the room from Chiyo. I guess I'll be blunt. She narrowed her eyes. I know you're dating Atsumu. Sakuatsu's eyes widened and his face went pale as he looked up and into her eyes. Whoa, you seem really surprised. She smirked, resting her head on her chin. How? Oh right. Allow me to explain. God, I'm not sure where to start. There's so much. Okay, I guess I'll start at the beginning. She cleared her throat. My daughter, Atsumu's mother had this friend in high school. Let's just say that they were very close. Best friends is what you would call them, I guess. They hung out a lot and were with each other every day, and they'd often stay at each other's houses and stuff like that. But one day the girl just disappeared. At least that's what I told Ichika. She actually just moved away to the city because of her parents' work. Sakuatsu hung nervously to the seat. I don't see why any of this is relevant. She scoffed. We're getting there. But I guess if you want a slight hint of where I'm going with this, the girl's name was Asako. Sakuatsu's eyes widened. Of course he would recognize the name. It was the name of his own mother. See? Now you're catching on. Anyways, let's skip to around 6 months ago, I suppose. I saw you and that small boy. I think he's your cousin when I was out at the park. And let's just say, I immediately knew you were her child or you were related to her. She looked just like the girl version of you when she was younger. She shuffled on her seat so that she was facing Sakuatsu head on. So I waited until you left, and I followed you home. Sakuatsu's eyes widened. What the fuck? She cleared her throat. I saw Asako in the window the night I followed you. And I wanted to find out a way to get in contact with her. I'm sure Ichika would be very happy if she saw her childhood best friend again. So I continued to follow you. But then I saw that you knew my grandson after following you around for a while. And then Atsumu started sneaking out of the house, only coming back during late hours of the night. So I followed him a couple times, and each time it led to your house. Sakuatsu was shaking and his face went pale as he shuffled back into the seat more, not wanting to fall off of it. And then I found out you two were dating. One of the times you and those 2 other people went to the park, I saw you kiss my grandson. And quite frankly, you don't deserve him. He deserves an amazing woman. But luckily for me, I could use your relationship as a way to get 2 of the things I wanted. Getting Atsumu a girlfriend. And gaining the attention of your mother. What? Sakuatsu's eyebrows arched, but he couldn't find it in him to move or say another word. You see, I took pictures of you and Atsumu, and I'm sure you know now. That's why you're staying here. I sent them to your house. I'm sure their son being gay would pique their attention. She smiled and chuckled slightly. And it did. All that is need to destroy your relationship and gain the attention of Asako is to send one more letter. One more picture. And I will get what I want. Though, at the same time, I'm really enjoying seeing you, sitting there with nothing to say. So I guess I will postpone that idea, for now. But tell us all about this. She picked up 4 pictures and with a flick of her fingers and wrist turned them around. All of them were pictures of Sakuatsu and Atsumu being loving towards each other. Without any hesitation, I will send these images to your house. And your relationship will be over. How does that sound? End of part 10. Hey besties, hope you enjoyed the video. I wanna say that I'm sorry for the wait with this one. I've had exam and stuff, but they're over now, so uploads should be more frequent. Also sorry for all the mistakes. I suck at spelling and grammar, so there's that clown face. Please comment any series or one-shot ideas you would like to see, as I think the next part is gonna be the last one. But anyways, see you in the next video, smiling face with sunglasses.